What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Robots in Disguise Bruticus. This was similar to Megabolt Megatron, or Megahead Megatron, or whatever you want to call him, a canceled Beast Machines toy that did end up seeing the light of day. There were a few others that I think were canceled in the Beast Machines line, like we were supposed to get a Voyager Obsidian, which would have made a ton of sense and been super awesome. And I think we were supposed to get a bigger Megatron. I don't know if it would have been Dragon Megatron or if it would have been the Mega Bolt Megatron, but like specifically, the Megahead Megatron was kind of like listed along with it. But anyways, this would have been Cerberus. They would have kind of gone into some mythical beast modes for the whole like techno-organic thing, and it would not have had this same color layout as Bruticus. I did pick this up to be sort of a stand-in Cerberus. It was originally going to be like purple and green, and I think yellow and red were still kind of present, but it was primarily going to be a purple figure. That's one of those deals, like maybe I might pick up another one to customize and then stick this one on the kind of post Beast Wars Predacon display with my Universe and Beast Machine stuff. Essentially, like as Bruticus, his bio was essentially like he was, Megatron's hell-hound. And that's kind of really all there was to it. But I do display this guy with the Maximals, despite seeing his purple Predacon Spark Crystal in there. I've actually tried to see where I could open that up, but I think that is all glued or sonic welded, as they say, together. But it's a really cool figure. There aren't too many reviews of it out there, and I think this is one that most certainly has not been given a fair shake. I actually really enjoyed this figure whenever I got it, and I still do. I think it's really awesome, and yeah, there's just a lot of cool details on it. So again, the whole three-headed dog thing. You got the broken chain around his front ankle here. I think that's really cool. So this can kind of sort of open. I think this bottom jaw, yeah, okay, the bottom jaw does open and close like that. Now for this one, you kind of have to like raise this head up and down. I mean, it's just going to always be open. And then of course you do get the open and close action with this jaw here. So I think it would have been really cool to kind of see this. And it's funny, like, of all the non-show, I wouldn't really call them Maximals, but the non-show, I guess, beasts, we never really got any, like, really cool, any of the cool ones from the toy line in the show. Is what I'm kind of trying to get at, but yeah. So he's got a lot of nice sculpted detail. You see, you got the fur here, and you got some like nice, again, just kind of sculpting here on these three tails. Three tails for the three heads. It makes a lot of sense. You got some decent paint. I would have liked to have known what all would have been like translucent on this, because that's the one kind of telltale Beast Machines thing that he's missing is the translucent plastic. But I think it would have been really cool to kind of see some of it. If I had to guess, I would think that, so you got this lighter red, and you got some of this darker red. If I had to guess, the darker red would probably be the translucent bits. It probably would have been translucent purple. But, I mean, the deco would change altogether, but still pretty neat. If anything, like for the time being, I do have him displayed on my shelf in beast mode. Which is funny because I have my Noble Savage displayed in robot mode, or one of his. Well, he doesn't really have a robot mode. The Noble mode, I guess. And I've kind of thought about picking up a second one just to kind of have a Savage on display on the other shelf. But anyways, that's pretty much it for Cerberus in his beast mode. We're gonna get him transformed into his robot mode, and we'll take a look at him from there, which is where all the real fun stuff is. So yeah. Alright, now we have Cerberus, aka Bruticus, aka Rover the Hell-hound, in his robot mode. And yeah, so he's got, first and foremost, a whole bunch of asymmetry going on, which is kind of like what anyone should expect from a figure that had an alt mode with 3 heads and 3 tails. So the 3 tails do remain back there, and we're going to keep them there for the time being. They do become a weapon. As you can see, the chain on the ankle down here is now on the outside, which is pretty cool, and if you want to, you can fold it up and do whatever. Again, I just kind of like to leave it dangling down again as like a whole broken chain sort of thing. I think that's pretty neat, pretty tight, pretty neat, whatever. A lot of folks don't show this in particular, the rotation here for this, like as a hand, but it does rotate and it does work. So that is something I do want to point out. It's meant to do that, so you do get some actual like hand out of this. And of course, he's got the kind of built-in deployable weapon for this hand. Unfortunately, I mean, like it rotates, but it's like he's gonna kind of be stuck with this thing up here. I mean, it's a gimmick. What do you expect? You can, if you want to, kind of rotate these heads around, so he can get this head. Supposedly, you're supposed to be able to kind of like rotate these like ear things around in a way, or you're supposed to bring this up and have it do some weird nonsense. The I guess the main face, but there's one head, and there is another head. But personally, I like to kind of leave it with this regular one and just have the other two sort of off to the side. Now, a lot of folks have kind of speculated that there was going to be some kind of gimmick in here, and you can see there's hollow out portion here, and it doesn't really need to be hollow, but well, I mean, I guess it kind of does, because I think that's where that kind of goes up in there. But as far as like what that would have done, if that would have been a gimmick, if he would have showed up in the show, like who knows. But yeah, so there is that. And like I said, the tail can be a weapon of sorts. I guess this kind of like weird whipping flail thing, if you want it to. And again, you're just going to open that up, and I think you just kind of close it up into there, and it holds with the friction. So you do have that going. He is a little back heavy, and his ankles don't really want to support him, but fortunately you've got a couple of joints to work with back in here, so you can sort of lean him forward. His hips are really unforgiving. You're not going to get a whole lot of A stance out of it, which is unfortunate. I mean, I guess if you get in there and kind of carve away, you probably could with like an X-Acto knife or something, but it's fine, I guess. That is my one gripe, is the hips. And again, you can see him kind of slowly going backwards like that. It does sort of suck, but again, you just utilize this hinge here and these ball joints here, and he should be fine. So there is that. He also has this other kind of cool thing where he can just deploy more arms, or more limbs, I should say. They're not, well, I guess they do have like little hands on them. So you can see he got some little hands there, and he can now he can fight dirty with all of his armed weapons, which is, again, like, I think it just, like, it's very fitting for the alt mode and the character. So I do think that is pretty cool. I want to say they kind of use this as the basis for, it was either Energon or Cybertron. It may have been Energon. I guess they called him Bruticus in that, or maybe they called him Predacon or something like that. Anyways, it was another 3-headed dog thing, and it shared a lot of the same color palette that this guy does. But ultimately, I do sort of just kind of leave these kind of collapsed up behind them, and just sort of have them stored away as a backpack or back kibble of sorts. Anyways, you just kind of post them up like that. It sort of fills him out a little bit more in the torso area too. He's got this really weird waist. It's on such a weird angle. Like it's not like proper up and down, but I mean, I guess if you hunch him over, it will be. And maybe that's what you're supposed to do, and I'm just not doing it right or good. That's always probable. So there is that. Again, it's just a wild, crazy beast mode. This is something I wish we would have got more out of. Not just Beast Machines, but Beast Wars. If they would have kind of focused on tackling some of the like mythological beasts, I think that would have been neat. I think it would have been cool to get like a Pegasus and just some other random nonsense. I think would have been really awesome. But that's pretty much it for Cerberus. Let me go ahead and take this back out. Let's kind of get him looking nice and presentable here, like he's going to a job interview or something. Anyways, tuck that back. So again, it's crazy, it's wild. It's canceled Beast Machine, so I felt like it would fit my Beast Machines shelf. And again, I display them with the Maximals. I also display Noble Savage with the Maximals. But you can do whatever you want to with this, I guess. Like if you wanted to make him like another Megatron experiment sort of character, you can totally do that, and it would definitely work out. But again, I try to keep the beasts and the vehicle separate. So if you guys have any questions or comments about old Cerberus / Bruticus / Rover the Hellhound here, by all means, ask away. I'll do what I can to answer them. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this, a different kind of insight onto this figure. A lot of people are going to kind of tell you it sucks, but it really doesn't. It's pretty neat. And I think I got it for like 25 or 30, and I'm fine with that price. But yeah, so anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.